Hey guys, and welcome back to Saltiee TV, Saltiee 2021. Yeah, we've been away for some time, but we are back. And this year is going to be mega. You always have your best Saltiee experience. Okay, so today is February 13th, and tomorrow is Val's Day. So guess what? It's a cliche. We are going to talk about relationship, love, stereotype, and everything about it. Today I have two beautiful or handsome gentlemen in our midst. I'll allow them to introduce themselves. So yeah.
Alright, so it's a privilege to be on your show. My name is Zika Junior. I'm a blogger from Gospel to Me. Yes, I'm a digital marketer.
Oh, my name is Yao. I'm an engineer, civil and structural engineer.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm here with my host, my co-host here, Claudia. Yeah, so we are here today. So for us to start, tomorrow I'm sure a lot of, even from today, in fact from Friday evening, a lot of people are going to go out and do this relationship stuff and Valentine's Day and all that type of thing. But some of them are doing it because they are following the status quo. Like, we need to go out with our partners and vows and all that. So we want to talk about more of the stereotype of relationship and then therefore follow character our youth nowadays with relationships and all. So I want to begin with, I want all of us to say something. What's one of the stereotypes that annoys you in a relationship? So I'll start with you,
Stereotypes that annoy me the most is expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, expectations is not really a stereotype. It's just like the thought of like the person, like let's say you with somebody, right? The person just sending hints, like posting something on Instagram or something like that, just to kind of like what somebody received on Valentine's Day, or what he or she wants, right? To me, maybe I have something planned for you, right? Once you do that, it allows me to be like, yo, question myself, like maybe what I got planned is not good enough. So I don't like that expectation aspect of like Valentine's Day or relationships.
Yeah, that's okay.
Alright, so I would say that everyone has their own likes and dislikes. Myself, I'm someone who likes communication a lot. So immediately the communication process breaks, it becomes a hindrance and sometimes a bit uncomfortable for me. For example, I know that society believes that a guy always has to approach a lady.
Most people in society.
Yes, that's fine. But if it looks like communication becomes a one-way stuff, I would have to be doing the talking, initiating conversation, like that thing, it bore me seriously. Yes. So that is one thing that personally, it annoys me.
But what's about you? Any dislike, any stereotype that you think is annoying?
One major stereotype in relationships for me is when people at the other side think that anytime you're going out with someone, then you guys are having sex or you guys are having some kind of sexual relationship, but it's not always the case. In as much as a lot of people do that anytime people are going out, a lot of them have sex, have sexual relationships and all of that. That's not the case. It's just a stereotype. There are people who are really keeping themselves, holy, keeping themselves chaste and all of that. So I think we have to try and do away with that stereotype and not just look at people who are going out as people who are having sex all the time.
That's true, because people even say that in this dispensation we don't have it. Yeah, that's true. And then you can't tell me you're going out for like 2 years or 3 years and you've never killed, you've never had sex. That's true. But I know people who do it and then they excel, they got married without touching each other. So that's true.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. That's true.
So you trying to be like, so you in a relationship that's not sexual?
Yes.
Oh.
That's possible.
Oh, now I'm just asking the question.
From where you're coming from, maybe in America it's quite normal, but in Ghana it's something. It's even though people may do it, you can't really come out bold too much in Ghana. You guys, it's normal. When somebody's dating this person, it's assumed you have something sexual going on.
I just think that there's no point.
There's no point to lie.
So here's my perspective on it, right? A lot of Ghanaians, I'm a Ghanaian. When I say a lot of Ghanaians, I'm not excluding myself. I'm including myself. A lot of Ghanaians do not like try to cover up. Like, at the end of the day, I get it. You're trying to hide from your parents, and like trying to hide from even your peers, right? Trying to maintain an image of purity, which is completely fine. But at what point? You have to understand that like you are your own individual. Nobody makes the decisions you make. You feel me? Somebody tells you that, oh, it's a sin to engage in sexual relationship. It is.
Mm-hmm.
So is telling a lie. So is a lot of things that we do, right? So at the end of the day, who is to judge you?
You're thinking we are putting too much pressure on the fact that people shouldn't have sex
Exactly.
when there are other things. And we are also saying that even though that is true, people do it. It's not everyone who does it. So it's a stereotype. So you see, you fall under that stereotype. You feel like it's not possible, but it's really possible. It's so possible. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
You're right. The reason why I'm like that is because I think that a lot of times, especially not to hate a woman, but a lot of women lie about
Their sexuality.
that shit. Like, it's okay to be sexually liberated. It's okay. Like, your choices are your choices. You feel me? There's no rubric to life. So your choices are your choices. Just don't lie.
Yeah,
Good.
so the fact that somebody is making a choice
And is lying about the choice.
The fact that somebody is making a choice to be having sex doesn't mean that
Everyone
people who
is
have also
having
made the
sex.
decision not to be having sex. Do you get it?
There are some girls, I'll tell you right now, you see them, you're like, okay, she's a virgin. I believe it. There's some girls that walk up to you, a virgin, tell that to my whole brother.
You know.
He might
So
be-
that's it. So you
That's
see,
the truth.
this stereotype is really true because
Yeah.
even you sitting here,
You're a
you
living
feel
example.
yes, but it's not true. Like not everyone who has sex when they're in a relationship. I know someone who dated their husband for 10 years. They never had sex. They got married as virgins, both of them. So
Even me.
even her, she's a living example. She's married. Anyway, so that's one stereotype, you see. So now we've realized that from what we've spoken about, it looks like a lot of people have so much expectations. So his point of view, you expect that the girl should be pure, but meanwhile she's lying to be pure because she's expecting you also feel like she's supposed to be pure. But some girls don't care, you know that. Some girls are bold, but the bottom line is it's a sin. Do you get it? And people are praising that kind of sin and making it look like that sin is too difficult not to do. But people actually stay pure. Do you get it?
My expectation, like the expectation part was just based on relationships, how like people would just like, so a perfect example, right, is like the Cardi B Offset. I know this is a Christian show, but I just like to use that as an example. The Cardi B Offset situation, right, where they've been married for some time and she decides to go on a divorce because he feels like he cheated on her, right? A few weeks later, it's his birthday. She buys him a Ferrari. Fast backwards. Now let's go backwards. A couple of weeks ago, before that, girls were posting on Instagram, divorcing. You know, I looked at myself. A month ago, before that, right? People were posting goals, relationship goals. You feel that? So it's like y'all basing expectations. Y'all now if you dating somebody, right? So I'm dating. Put your hand. But like, but like, let's be serious. Like, if me and you are talking, right, and you post something like that, and then it's like now I'm over here confused because like I'm not trying to play stupid. That's like, hey, Charlie, like, what does she even
Some
want?
pressure on you.
It puts
Yes,
pressure.
that's the thing. I feel stereotypes and expectations in relationship puts pressure on the other partner. Sometimes you can't even do what you really wanted to do because you feel like, okay, as she said, if the person posted something about these packages that come during Val's Day, 300 Ghana for wine, for cake, for this, and maybe you wanted to take her on a date or maybe buy her a car or something, and then
Your budget, something that fits your budget.
something that fits your budget. But because of her expectations and how everybody now feels like when it's Valentine's Day, you and your boyfriend have to get something romantic. But I feel like it's not by force. personally, I don't celebrate Valentine's, but I'll be glad if I get to get to know.
You know what? One thing that is really affecting most relationships now is how we expose ourselves to certain content. First of all, social media. You know, not everything that you see on social media should influence your life.
Thank you.
Most people fantasize about a whole lot of things that they see and bring a lot of pressure on their relationship because of social media. A typical example, you know, the movies, the telenovelas, live stuff that you see on TV, most people see on TV. To be frank, most people build expectations from that.
A lot of girls.
Those are fictions. It happens. It's beautiful to have a love like that. But they are fictions. Someone's imagination that you are watching. Most people, I feel that most people are having stereotypes when it comes to relationship because of certain content that we expose ourselves to. And that has become a major setback in most relationships. For example, you watch a TV, you see a typical Vows Day. Maybe the guy did something unique, did that. Immediately you start fantasizing about that. It becomes a hindrance because you would have to look at your status quo, your relationship goes with your partner. I'm very serious about this thing because it's really messing a lot of relationships.
The youth.
And you know, I feel like it's not just about exposure to the content. You could watch them. I think it's about maturity. You see, it's not everything you see that you should want. Like you said, you should know yourself, know your budget, know your condition. So if you see that somebody has gifted a spouse with a car, and you know you cannot even afford Uber, and Uber to get, why would you be fantasizing about such a thing? You can, okay, well, you can fantasize about it, hoping that in future you get, but it shouldn't put pressure on you. I think that it's the mind. It's a mind.
Even though it's maturity plays and all, sometimes, you know, when you watch something over and over again, if you're not careful, indirectly, it affects you. Yes, you might be so mature, but you see it. So when your boyfriend will tell you about to propose to you, you will start imagining everything you've seen at once. Like, you know, that flashes come. So if you get less than that, it becomes a big deal.
Personalities as well.
Yeah.
For me, okay, I have the things I really like and the things I don't like. No matter how much I watch something or I'm exposed to the thing, like you're saying, calm down your knees, do all of that. It can look beautiful, but it doesn't mean I want my husband or my boyfriend to do that to me.
Yes, some girls do
and I
that
want
to
something
sex.
else.
They feel like it's too.
You see, and I want something
something.
else. Just you and I alone talking. Okay, we are done. I don't want the whole drama of people being around.
So
So that
the
they're
point
clapping for you. You see, it's about the individual.
So I think it's about the individual love language because if somebody's love language is gifts and then all that kind of a thing, and you see somebody something like that, she want
Yes,
right? You know. So I'm talking about the content you see and everything. We are Christians and it's a Christian show. So let's talk about it in respect of the Bible. So what Bible character that you saw their love, you read, you felt like, hey, this kind of love I don't feel do, or you feel like it's too much, or it's something you would wish to like follow.
Okay, I would say that my Bible character that I
On love.
on love, yeah. I'll talk about Jacob.
Okay.
Why Jacob? Jacob knew what he wanted. Yes, it will be very difficult. Like currently now, if you tell most guys, come on, Charlie, go serve your uncle for 7 years. After the 7 years, realize that Charlie, the one that was brought was a fake one. Go for another 7 years. Charlie,
You stop.
it's not gonna be easy. Yes, but Jacob was patient enough. That's one thing. Patience. The relationship comes with patience. We all have different temperaments. We have different characters. We're brought up differently. The way you do your things differs from the way I do my things. But what will really fuel the relationship aside the love and all of that is patience. We have to tolerate each other. So Jacob was patient enough. Secondly, he knew what he wanted. When you are going into every relationship, in as much as we all have our different preferences, you should know what you want in a lady before you go in for the lady. Maybe there is something unique about her that you want. There is something unique unique about her that you feel like it moves you, it inspires you, look on that and go all out for the lady. In as much as he worked the 7 years, couldn't get what he wanted, he still worked for another 7 years. Why? Yes, because he knew what he wanted. So you have to go, you have to know what you want, know your relationship goals, work on it, and let it happen.
So you are trying to tell me that if you want a lady, and then the lady's father tells you that I want you to wait for 7 years. Maybe you are 28, he says or 30, he says wait for 7 years, and you wait for 7 years, 37. He says wait again, you still wait.
You know, in as much as you want someone, I believe that parental interferences is one obstacle to relationships. If I want you, I'm being frank. If I want you, I have my own goals. You understand? I will sit with you, know your goals as well. Maybe I want to marry, maybe in the next 5 years. You understand? Maybe you have a long-term plan of maybe marrying in the next 10 years. If I feel that it won't help me, come on, why not? I'll let you go. I'm being frank enough.
So what happens to what you saw? Like you think you saw that you said you should patiently have that particular thing.
You know,
what happens to it?
Everyone is patient, some way, somehow. Maybe I've waited for you 7 years, you understand, for that particular package that I want. Maybe we are dating, or maybe I've seen that I can settle with you. I've waited, the time is up, and your father comes in, or maybe say, this guy is not fit for you, or this man is not. Come on, we are human beings.
I'm tired.
Come on.
Okay, you are right, because at least when Jacob waited for the first 7 years, he got Leah. So, and it gave him a reason why, but in this case, it's like they said that
you know, I'll keep pursuing if I know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You understand?
Yeah.
I believe that if Jacob knew that fighting another 7 years, if he couldn't get the wife, he wouldn't have kept on pursuing.
What about you? Yeah.
So, Bible character. For me, I think I'm torn between two. Abraham and Sarah, right?
Yeah.
And then
You should go to Sundays.
Mary and Joseph, right? My two, the reason why I have two, I'm torn between two is I look at myself, right? And like my brother said, patience. Abraham had patience with Sarah. Sarah was barren, right? So like the reward of marriage, right? According to one old wise man that I listen to pretty often, said that it's a child. You know, they're coming forth with a child. Like, oh, you guys have a kid together. You know, because the child becomes a spitting image of the two of you as a result of your union. So it's like the moment that ceases to happen, and then you get to a certain age, you know, knowing that women are on the timeline, you know, it's like you really have to, it's true to grow like love, you know. Even when Sarah was like, oh, get this girl, and like, she can't give her, have the son that you wanted, it's like, nah, I'm still stuck with her, you know. So it's like, to me, like, he still became loyal to her, so that became like that's beautiful.
Loyalty and patience.
And patience.
Abraham.
Like, to me, it made me really like see relationships like from a different angle. Now, Mary and Joseph, I look at myself right now. I'll tell you that, like, if my shorty told me that, oh, she pregnant, I'm sorry, sorry sis. You know, like, I feel like love is something that you can't help when you find, right? You just have to, it just happens randomly, you know? And as much as it happens randomly, it can end randomly too. Like, you can just lose it like that.
Yeah.
You know? And like, when people ask you, oh, explain why, like, you love her, or why you want to, like, why you think she's not the right person to to me, sometimes I feel like if the person says they can't explain, it's okay, you know. But as much as it happens randomly, right? I understand that it can also end suddenly, you know. So
Mary and Joseph.
I'm looking at myself like Mary and Joseph with this lady, bro. She wakes up one morning pregnant. Savior, the baby is a savior. Yeah, he can be a savior, but not like our kids. No, I'm just saying that.
Joseph actually, to come to think of it, he did well.
Yeah.
Because for somebody like him who believes like almost everybody who dates might. Yeah, that's what you are saying. So for someone like him, Joseph really did well because in this world where there's a stereotype of people having sex and all that kind of a thing, just imagine your girlfriend tells you, I'm a virgin, I've never had sex before. Then she comes to you and says, Joseph, I'm pregnant too. You know, you'll be very angry because a lot of men are, I don't know, they want to have sex with you, don't have sex with you.
Hey, please, don't come for men.
Some men. So the point is, listen, and maybe if Joseph, I know Joseph wasn't like that, but if Joseph was that kind of a guy who always wanted to have sex with Mary, and Mary always said no, then you get pregnant. I won't tell you, allow me. You never believe.
It's just, you know, the Bible, right? I heard it said it's something that we can follow. It's like instructions, right? Yeah. It's instructions, right? So with my understanding, like I'm looking at your love life, like in 20 to 21, if it happened.
Yes.
People give birth and don't want to even claim the child. So what? Like, people don't even like adopting kids. You feel me? So to me, him doing that, he's a god. Yeah, he's been amongst boys. Like,
that's
like for real, kids. Like, I can, like, if I walk to my dad like, yo, my shorty pregnant. Like 3 years ago, he'd be like, what? You know? But like now he'll be more accepting. But like even the thought of like it's unheard of.
I think with that, with the child bit, I think what I've learned right now from the Joseph story is he's a man who would have accepted any flaw of his woman because this is something that he didn't even contribute to. And there's something he wanted to live with her. All of a sudden, she's pregnant with another woman, but he still accepted her. And then, okay, people say if the angel didn't come and tell Joseph, he wouldn't have accepted. But he wanted to put her away.
And we wouldn't blame him.
Exactly. So he wanted to put her away quietly.
So my characters. I was saying that the relationship or love life in the Bible that really captures my heart and my mind is that of Joseph and then Mary. I see Joseph to be a man who does not only value the words of God, but also values his woman.
Yeah.
Because you know when he said, I'll not put her away publicly, I'll do it privately, shows some respect for her wife, his girlfriend at the time. You know, and that's something that's lacking a bit now.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. There are men who don't respect their wives or girlfriends. There are women who do not respect their girlfriends or husbands. And that's something Joseph really showed. Even though he was, I'm sure at that moment he was very angry. Or at that moment he was like,
confused.
You know, people would even try to disgrace the person publicly to show that, to even prove a point that I did not leave. You see, nowadays everybody wants to show that I am right. You know, and you know when you break up with some people asking what happened. You see, so in order for him to make a story very short, then let me make it very public. Okay, that's what she did, but he was very quiet about it. And when the word of God came to him, he accepted it. Not every man will listen to the voice of God, and not every man will respect a woman. So I feel their love story was exceptional. Yeah.
Even you could have said it's even his mind telling him that he married Mary.
It's a very interesting perspective that she took on that I didn't realize. Now, like when I go out and meet my friends, I'm gonna tell them about it because, like, honestly, this is very serious because one of my biggest pet peeves, right, is that when if me and you are in a relationship and we break up, don't go on Twitter.
And say it.
Or even if you get asked publicly or or Instagram, right? Because sometimes, right? This is a Christian shit. But sometimes, in the middle, like people will just tweet subliminal messages on Twitter, Instagram,
shades at you,
right? And then people pick up on that, right? Now it gives like a whole where people are like, oh, they're not together. It's been 2 months, I've not seen them together, So like, Claudia is saying that Joseph did not respected her even after that fact that he didn't let his anger overtake his emotions. Like he wasn't very emotional. He was emotional, but he knew how to control his emotions. Emotional intelligence. And to be able to sit her down and be like, I'm gonna just do it quietly. Most girls I know go Twitter fingers. I'm telling you.
That's good. I think all of you have mentioned only the boy side. So before we end the show, I want us to look at it also in the women's perspective. Which other women character in the Bible? Because I feel Sarah to play the role. Sarah would go somewhere, Abraham will say that you're my sister. If for someone now, we say our boyfriends don't post us on social media. Our boyfriends are not taking us out of dates for Val's Day. But it's the Sarah that they get somewhere. And the guy is saying, because of me, because they might take you from me or something evil would happen to me, just lie to them that you are my cousin or my sister. So let's look at the women's side too of the Bible.
Understanding. I think Sarah understood Abraham. If understanding wasn't there, I can attribute a lot of things to maturity, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Someone who has a very childish mind would say, you are not posting me.
Exactly what happens now.
Sometimes people are not posting people because truly there's something they are hiding.
But sometimes.
But when you understand the person you're with and you know what he's talking about, what's happening and all of that, I don't see why you should give a reason as the person is trying to hide you. You get it? So it's about maturity, understanding.
So which woman character would you want to wrap up?
Yeah, I always do.
I like that because I'm saying I've been in trouble where I feel like I've had to cancel certain people in my life because of how my previous relationship ended, right? So as a result, moving forward, if I'm dating you, trust me, I'm protecting you from the world. The world is an evil place, I'm telling you. The world will torture you. Something I have not done, they'll say I did, and now you about to question me. And it turns to maturity. There's some people who are very insecure.
Yes, that's true.
Being insecure is not a bad thing. We all humans. No, we all humans. In your eyes you can be perfect, right? But somebody can find a flaw about you. It's okay. It's okay to have a flaw about yourself.
You should be confident. You shouldn't be insecure.
But some people let it affect their relationship. And if I don't post you on social media, please don't let it affect our relationship. If I tell you that, Charlie, in my past, I've had women DM my bedtime girlfriend, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's over here, who's he with? Maybe I'm with a friend, but I'm trying to just protect you or protect our relationship from the public eye, so to speak.
What about special days like a birthday? On a day like that, yes, it's not private or God save your protecting.
I mean, what does posting you do? Honestly,
okay, me personally, I'm not worth it.
Myself, I'm not worth it. I get it. And it's just once a year, what's it going to do? Besides, if the girl is matured enough and they text you that your guy is with someone,
sometimes you might be mature though, but they can actually just frame something up for you to, even though you might not believe it. When the thing starts coming over and over again, every time girls are texting you about your boyfriend,
and it's
you get confused.
Once again, I don't see how a friend will walk up to me and tell me as your boyfriend.
When it comes too much, sometimes you might not believe them, but your mind, you start thinking what's going on? Is there something I don't know?
No,
exactly what I'm saying.
No.
Do you get it?
But don't create an avenue where your friends can just stand up and they're always bringing you information. I'm not going to create that
because this is what is scary. You can be with a guy who tell you that girls will text you, so don't worry, it is not true. But
if they give you that, that caveat from the beginning.
No, but honestly,
you see, he is giving a caveat.
No, come on. Nah, let's be serious.
Okay, so from both sides, a guy should, from the beginning, give that caveat that people will come around and be saying stuff, but don't listen. Because I feel a very mature girl should know that people be doing that, and the girl too, don't create that atmosphere where your friends can just come and say, I saw your boyfriend, I saw your boyfriend.
And that's what
social media is free.
No, that's what I'm saying.
How are you creating it? You are there, somebody DMs you.
Listen though, listen.
I've never had that.
I don't think I'll ever have that.
What I was trying to get at, right? What I was trying to get at is like, you shouldn't give people a chance, like what she's saying. Like people,
what you said.
I've been in a situation where people have created anonymous DMs to DM somebody just to tell them that he texted, bro. Meanwhile, you can create a fake text app. You can, like, that's what we're saying. Like, do not get into that. You know, I'm looking at something right now that says face everyone, right, and recover. Like, you can face, like, if somebody comes to you and tells you that, your man is doing X, Y, Z, right? Face them. I question him.
No, you question him, but I'm saying
don't question him. Question the person.
No, but the point is you can question the person, but sometimes if it gets too much, it becomes some way.
You recover. Just
because if you read the Bible, even at a point, Sarah and Abraham were not living at the same place. When Sarah died, they came to tell Abraham that his wife was there. So maybe at a point, Sarah said she got tired of it all. They're not living together at a point. He later went for Keturah, a second wife. But I'm looking at Sarah in the respect that she actually did well, because you see the way she gave Hagar out to Abraham. Later, Hagar was giving her issues, but she still stood by her husband. God said that he'll be the father of many nations, even though she laughed about it and everything. She still stood by him.
Even that one, I think Sarah made a mistake. If you knew that God said,
why did
this,
you give Hagar
out? That means there was some lack of faith from her side.
Yeah.
That means that we women too.
I think Sarah was all out for Abraham.
I think you guys are asking the wrong question. How many of y'all? The real question is, how many of y'all will be like, my man seems unhappy.
Let me give my woman.
Give him a chair, let him go outside and have fun.
That's wrong. And we are Christians, so we won't do that.
Oh, not.
Okay, but that
well,
time she was trying to act for God. She felt like, I'm helping you. God says you'll be the father of nations. She was helping her husband, not his needs, not like his sexual needs. She was helping him to be the father of many nations, but she didn't know that God wanted her seed. Do you get it?
Okay, how do you also know that, like, maybe by you saying, yo, babe, like, because go out with your boys and like just go to.
Is it going to fulfill scripture or fulfill a purpose God has
sometimes
destined for your husband?
it makes him take his mind off things.
Oh goodness.
Honestly, like if I come to you, I'm like, yo, my girl said I should come watch soccer with you, so I'm here with you, like.
Your friend.
From the biblical perspective, I believe that what Sarah did, I believe that you can't help God. That is one thing that you're supposed to know. In as much as there are different ways of doing different stuff to get to somewhere, you would definitely have to get a clear-cut communication from God when you want to do something, especially when it has to do with a covenant from God. You understand?
Yeah.
I would also touch on a bit of what you guys were talking. I was quiet because I was making a lot of analysis on a whole lot of stuff. For example, why will people be talking about your relationship? Someone come and text you, your boyfriend is doing this, your boyfriend is doing that, or someone go and text your boyfriend, your girlfriend, she's doing this, she's doing that. First of all, it comes from an origin of exposure. How have you exposed your relationship? How will people go to your boyfriend and just like
how they feel so comfortable
going to him?
Exactly.
Yes,
you
and
know,
go and tell him that your girlfriend
one of you might have, or one of you.
Sure. So it means that there is a flaw somewhere.
Some people that you can tell that this girl and this boy, hey, you better don't go there. The way they love each other or the way they are, you can't even cross that line.
You know that even if you can report something to them, that's my.
You know, sometimes even if you
my
see
guy's sister or my guy's best friend, my guy's cousin.
Sometimes
the person doesn't even know the person, so the person will go back indoors with the boyfriend and say, "Oh, this is what this person said. If you lie for your boyfriend, the person will save the face of the husband or boyfriend outside and then come inside and say, oh,
I think
Why
creating
can't
the
women
creating
do that?
creating
Why
the
can't women-
Do you know the
creating
reason
the
why I'm saying
okay,
this?
talk.
I believe that most people, sorry, I'm not cutting you. I believe
No
that
problem.
most people have set limitations to their own relationships based on how they expose their relationship to friends to come in. You understand? In as much as you would want people to know about your guy, or you would want friends to know about your relationship, it shouldn't be too open. I'm saying this because some people can even go to the extent of even discussing stuff.
Personal stuff.
Yeah. You understand? There's
but not to catch you. Come to think of it, what's the rationale for people exposing their boyfriends and their husbands? I don't get it. I really
Exposing
don't know.
what, like what your
Their
boyfriend and
husbands
husband
and their-
have done.
So like today they'll post, tomorrow they'll post.
Yes, the
What's the
posting.
rationale?
I don't know.
get it.
If it's yours, it's
that's-
yours.
like,
that's
yeah.
the first
No,
question.
you see, we are all different. Another thing is we are all different people.
Yeah,
Some
that's
people
what
are
they
just
should now.
happy people who like to be doing stuff like that. But I mean, shouldn't be every time. Shouldn't be that frequent.
It goes to answer like the first question she asked me. I talked about expectation, right? It's creating like you know, sometimes on Christmas you get a lot of foreigners coming into the country. They come, they go to all these fancy places and they record. Expectation. They expect that when you travel, you go to nice places, you record to show that you're living the life, right? They expect that when you're in a relationship, post to.
So that's why
post,
the stereotype.
yeah, post that, oh, my relationship is good, my boyfriend got me this, but at the end of the day, then you go home, it's like different, not even looking at you.
Yeah.
You know? So that's to answer that question, you know. Not necessarily important, you know, but like that's the type of generation we're in, or the type of era we're in. But to fix that, you can't. You know,
We can.
I don't think that you can fix that.
Maybe
You
not
just-
completely or
you-
now, but
you just gotta understand that like this is the type of person she is, and then you tell her once, you tell her twice. It's something that like she can always like reflect back on and be like, damn, I did this, I'm sorry. At the end of the day, saying you're sorry or being forgiven is the only way to solve a lot of relationship problems.
that's good. Is there anything you want to say? Because we want to end this show. Are you done? Okay, one last thing.
Okay, so let me also talk about. I didn't talk about the female characters because they went wrong. I didn't talk about that.
I'm letting him talk.
Yes.
Please talk.
Mary, right? Yes. Mary confided in Joseph. Believe that there's a saying that trust is like an egg. If it falls down, you can't pick it up. You understand? I believe that one thing that fuels every relationship, keeps the relationship on its toes, is one, trust. How well do you trust your partner? Are you able to confide in your partner? I know my brother is having having that feeling. Sometimes, trust is very it's a subject of delicate. It's very delicate when it comes to relationship. Trust, especially when both of you have a past. It becomes very, very difficult. You understand? But I believe that in as much as Mary and Joseph had that plan of making a journey together, and an inconvenience came in, that Mary was pregnant and all of that, who impregnated with the Holy Spirit. Wow. Yeah. But the first thing that I'm so much happy about is Mary going to the husband.
Yeah.
This is what has
So-
happened. So the next question is, who do you talk to in your relationship? Don't be in a haste when there is an issue, then go and text your friend.
Just
Hey,
imagine.
Charlie,
Yeah,
have you seen what
pregnant too.
Kwadwo has done? Have you seen what he today?
Yo, I'm
you
learning
see-
a lot of things. Thank you.
You see, so I'm pleading with our viewers. Trust. Let us learn to trust and confide in our partners. regardless of what has happened, just feel free, talk about it, because whatever the issue might be, even if you pick it from a third party angle, they will still come for
Both of you
both
to
of you to
decide.
talk about it.
Anyway, that's it for today. In 2 weeks, we will get real relationship couples, like real relationship goals, couples who are married for a number of years to come and share their stories on all of this, what we have said, and their Bible characters. We hope I'm sure you learned a lot, and I'm sure you have your views, so please put us under the comment section, and we'll definitely get back to you. Thank you very much for staying. Bye, and happy Val's Day.
Oh, we supposed to do one too?
Hey guys, this has been your Relatable Christian Talk Show. We hope you loved today's session. Okay, continue to like, comment, share to the world, and please, if there's any suggestion, just put it down in the comment section. And please subscribe, hit that button, hit the notification button so that you don't miss any salty experience. Okay, we have our Facebook and Instagram page. Please follow us. On Instagram, we are salty_TV. On Facebook, we are Salty TV. It's your Relatable Christian Talk Show. See you next in 2 weeks.